Hello everybody, my name is Katie, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm making some DIY bookmarks, which is a perfect gift this holiday season or just in general, so let's just go ahead and get started. So the supplies that you'll need really just depends on how you're going to make these bookmarks, because you could really use colored pencils or paint or whatever, but to make these bookmarks I decided to use paint and then like a fine liner Sharpie, but you're gonna need like some sort of cardstock and some scissors. Twine is optional, or any type of string, and then if you want to have like a quote-unquote laminated finish, you're gonna need some like clear tape, but these supplies are really all modifiable and you can really customize them to how you want your bookmarks to look. So to go ahead and get started, I'm just making the size of my bookmarks, and to do that I'm just using a book that I have just for reference here, and I decided that I wanted to make a couple different sizes, so I just went ahead and did that. I just kind of sketched an outline with my pencil and then cut it out, and I decided to make 2 small bookmarks and 2 big bookmarks, and then 1 like specially shaped bookmark. That one's gonna be a tea bag shape, but basically you just want to cut out your bookmarks to be whatever shape and or size you would like, and then just go ahead and cut them out. Then I went ahead and started with the tea bag bookmark, and I just took the 2 pieces and kind of cut them while on top of each other, just so that the lines are a little bit more perfect, because my drawing isn't exactly symmetrical, and it's not exactly perfect, so I just made them look more perfect. And then I went ahead and drew out the design that I'm using, and it's gonna be like a bear, like a neutral kind of pinky toned bear, so I just went ahead and drew that out and then started painting on top of that, just the bottommost layer. And then by the time it took me to finish that, it basically dried already, so I just went ahead and like mixed some paints that I had for the next layer on top, and then just went ahead and painted on top. And then I'm going to set that aside and let that one dry. I took the 2 little bottom parts, like the end parts of the tea bag. I'm not really an expert on tea, so I'm not sure what they're called, but I took those and I just painted them like a light pink, and then I just let those dry as well. Then I went ahead and moved on to the 2 larger bookmarks, and for these 2 I wanted to do like kind of pun type things. So the first one is "Owl keep your place," and then the second one is going to be "Bring me an otter book." I think these are really cute. And then for the owl one, I made the owl kind of bolded so it stands out, and then for the otter one I made an otter, like a different font, just so that part stands out as well. And then after that happened, my tea bags dried enough to paint a second layer, because the layer was kind of splotchy, so I just went ahead and painted a second layer on with that paint, and then I went ahead and let those dry again. I moved back onto the big bookmarks, and I wanted kind of like a watercolor type of look on these ones, so I put like a drop of purple paint and then like a drop of water and mix it together, and then I had like a watercolor type of deal, so I did like a big splotch on the bottom and a little splotch on top. And then for the otter one, I decided to do blue, so I just did the exact same thing there but with the blue, and then I went ahead and let those dry. So meanwhile, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but I moved on to the small bookmarks, and these small ones are going to be the more aesthetic looking ones, quote unquote. So for the first one, I took some painter's tape and then painted it down to the table so that there's going to be some white border along the edges, and then I used like a pretty mint green color and then painted the middle. Part of it kind of got a little bit messed up, so I just touched it up with a paintbrush, but it's okay. And then moving on to the other small one, while I let that other small one dry, I went ahead and kind of did like an ombre and like a sunset type of vibe, which was very pretty. It turned out to be very nice in the end, but I did like a reddy orange on the top. It turned out to be a little bit more orange, but it's okay. And then the bottom is kind of more yellow, and then I went ahead and set those aside to dry. So then meanwhile, the tea bag bookmark has finished drying, so I went ahead and just wanted to finish that one back up. So I took my white gel pen and then I drew a cute little bear face on the bigger portion of the tea bags, and then on the smaller portions I did like cute little flowers. And then I took a piece of twine and just kind of cut it to be the length that I thought was appropriate for a tea bag. I'm not sure if it's totally accurate, but I think it's a cute length. And then I just went ahead and took my Elmer's glue and I glued that onto one side of each of the sides of the tea bag, if that makes sense. You can just see what I'm doing here. And then I took the glue and I glued it, the other matching side, on the top of that so that the string is in the middle of the two pieces. Watching it's probably better than listening to my words because my words probably don't make sense, but that's how you finish the tea bag bookmark. So now I moved back onto the big pun bookmarks, and then for the owl one, I drew an owl on the big watercolor splotch, and then for the otter one, I drew an otter on the big watercolored splotch. As you can see, I put a twine on the owl one, but I shouldn't have done that yet. I kind of forgot. So I kind of forgot that I needed to do the packing tape on top, so just ignore that. But yeah, so then once I finished drawing those two animals, I went ahead and put the packaging tape on both sides of each of the bookmarks just to act as a lamination. I cut off the excess on the sides and kind of left a little bit of a border because it does give that laminated kind of finish to it. And then I took my hole puncher and then I punched a hole, but then it got stuck. And then I had like a panic moment, so that was fun, but eventually my dad helped me get it out, so it was all good. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think it got jammed. But then once I finished with hole punching and laminating, then I just went ahead and put the twine on the bookmark, and then I just repeated the same thing for the other one. And then that's it for those two bigger bookmarks. And now it's finally time to finish the two smaller bookmarks. So for the mint green one, I took a very, very, very fine pen that I had and I just drew some flowers, which I thought were very aesthetic. And then I just wrote keep reading and then love in like two different fonts because I thought it was very like cutesy looking. And then moving on to my kind of like sunset colored bookmark, I just drew some leaves on that. So it's just, I don't know, I think it looks cute. I kind of drew it a little bit too high up, but you can't really tell that much. But yeah, so then I just went ahead and did the same thing with the packing tape. These ones were a little bit easier because they weren't as big as the other ones. So that made life easier. I didn't have to line it up as perfectly. And then I did the same thing. I cut it off and yeah. And then I realized I forgot to packing tape the tea bag one. So I just went ahead and did that. Don't worry about that. I eventually did it, but I forgot about it in the moment. But yeah, that's it for all of these bookmarks. And it's a really simple and cute project for any book lover in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below because I post videos every single Sunday, and I hope to see you back again next week. Bye.